What's up, comic book peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And today we're going to be doing what we always do, and that's another comic book haul. So before we get to the comic book haul, I just wanted to show you some of my cool wall arts from the dungeon. I have two more to show you. These three I've already shown you in three separate videos. But I definitely love my wall arts. They're actually like wood that they put key issues on the front of, and I definitely love, my Thor, my Captain America, and my Joker one. My Joker one is a little different. It actually has the hands and the card with Batman on it protruding off the wood, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so before we do anything, let's get into our sponsor. And this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by my fake Darth Maul from China. Alrighty, you know how we do it on this channel. Let's get into some comics. Okay, first off, one of the things I like to do when I'm digging through a collection is I like to pick out the free stuff because I am a hoarder when it comes to a lot of comic book stuff. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to actually bag and board it. And this is a preview to the season one. The season one was a series of stuff where Marvel actually went back and retconned a lot of their first appearances, like Spider-Man. They had a Fantastic Four season one. They had a Daredevil season one. They have a Wolverine season one, which I actually have. And this is a free preview of the Spider-Man, Daredevil, X-Men, and Fantastic Four season one. The season ones are okay. You know what I'm saying? They're not like perfect, but they're still okay. And yeah, I just like having this free Spider-Man season one. And another one I picked up for free is the Earth one. Every time I told you like pick up something free from Archaic Comics, me and Adam get in this little pissing contest, and he's like, "Hey, just because it's free doesn't mean it's free." I'm like, "Hey, if I'm appraising your books, it's free." But he's like, "Hey, it could be worth for some money." So I told him just go to eBay and price it. A lot of times, there's free stuff. Sometimes it's up to $9. Like I know that free comic book day, Greg Capullo, Batman, where he fights the Justice League, that was up to $9. The Suicide Squad was up to $9 too. So, but he still gives it to me for free because I do a lot of appraising in his comic book shops, and I guess that's the way he sponsors this channel is by giving me a lot of stuff for a cheaper price or damn near for free. So this is Earth One Batman. I did read this. Comic Book Window had this in his collection. And it was a pretty good spin on Batman. You know what I'm saying? It was a Batman that wasn't perfect. And I dug it. So there you have it. So I definitely had to get this Wolverine Saga. This will probably be like my third copy of this free book. This is pretty cool. This is from when Wolverine goes to hell. Mystique set Wolverine up, and they actually sent his soul to hell, but his body remained on Earth, and the demon inhabited his body, and that's where you got Wolverine versus the X-Men and Wolverine's Revenge and all that stuff from. Basically, Wolverine goes to hell. This is the relaunch of his third series or third volume, so I definitely was a big fan of that. That's my boy Jay Lee's artwork. Jay Lee a lot of times draws his heroes with their nose turned up in the air, and I can dig it. I can dig it. He has like 3 samurai swords in his back. That is very cool. So this is Wolverine Saga. I'm glad I got the hardcover of Wolverine Goes to Hell. And I still remember the first day I cracked that book open. It was on like an Easter Sunday. I skipped church. Didn't feel like dealing with the Easter crowd. And I read the Wolverine Goes to Hell saga. I read the whole hardcover in one sitting. So there you have it. And the last free book that I picked up was the House of M sketchbook. I really love this. This would be my second copy to me. This should be worth a lot of money because it's actually a sketchbook, even though it was given away for free. I remember picking this up in a comic book shop, and I'm glad to have it again because I love to have doubles. And yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Look at the House of M sketchbook. Look at that. That's pretty groovy, man. I really like that. Really like that artwork. When I can see the artwork raw, I really like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure who's the artist on this. I will have to look inside, but for the sake of saving time, we're just gonna move on and just forget who the artist is. So there you have it. So I showed this book to you a couple of videos back to let you know that I was definitely working on my X-Men: The Messiah Complex. This is a Marc Silvestri cover. This is a variant edition, and this is Messiah Complex Chapter 1. So I have some more down in the dungeon, but these are the recent pickups that I had of the Messiah Complex. So we have Chapter 1, Chapter 3 with Layla and Multiple Man on the front cover. That's David Finch. I think I have all the chapters. I just have to, go ahead and dig in my boxes in the dungeon and make sure I have, Chapter 2, because this is Chapter 3. That would be Chapter 4 with all my new X-Men on there. Definitely love the new X-Men. So that's Chapter 4. We have Chapter 6 with Cable holding Baby Hope. It's almost like Messiah or Christ-like. So that's Chapter 6. Chapter 7 with all the trackers on the front. If you didn't know anything, just know that that's all the ones that, all the X-Men that's good at tracking. You have Wolverine, Wolfsbane, you have Warpath, X-23, you have Caliban, and you have Hesbeth, who is a Starjammer, the kind of cat-like lady who Warpath and her had a relationship going on. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. So you got Chapter 7. And this would be my favorite chapter. This is Chapter 8. This is when Wolverine told Lady Deathstrike, he said, "Hey, man, I know that are mad at me, but he said, I got somebody who can get with you." And he stepped to the side at X-23, actually, beat Lady Deathstrike to death because she actually harmed her new X-Men, Julian, or Hellion. X-23 and Hellion had a serious relationship going on for a while. And, when Deathstrike actually attacked the new X-Men, the first person she kind of took out of the game was Hellion. So there you have it. So this is Chapter 8. Chapter 8 variant, Simon Bianchi. I bought you this as a main event in one of my, earlier videos. So very cool. So that's Chapter 8. Regular cover and variant. I'm sorry I had to go and dig for a couple of them out of the dungeon. So this is Chapter 5. I think the only one I'm missing is Chapter 2, but I'm not sure if I'm actually missing it. I'm going to look it up after this video and make sure that I have the complete run of Messiah Complex. But this is Chapter 5. This is the first appearance of Hope Summers. So if you see this, definitely pick this book up. This book is going to continue to rise in prices. That's Mr. Sinister and Lady Deathstrike. Like I said, this is the first appearance of Hope Summers, David Finch cover, and yeah, very cool. Chapter 9 with Multiple Man. That's when he went into the future, went into Bishop's future, and he actually got the look at my fake Darth Maul from trying to lay it down. But he actually went to Bishop's future and with Layla. One of his duplicates went to the future with Layla, and Layla actually came back to X Factor after the Messiah Complex, a fully grown woman. So Multiple Man and her were actually able to be together. He actually fell in love with the older Layla, and Layla was first introduced into the house in the House of M storyline. So I actually have her first appearance too because I have all the House of M. So very cool cover, man. David Finch, Jamie Madrox looking, or his duplicate is looking very sick on this cover. So that's what, chapter 9, and this is chapter 11. I'm sure chapter 10 is somewhere in my collection. I just didn't have time to really look up all of them, but that Sinister, Cable, and Professor X, David Finch cover, very cool. So that's chapter 11. Chapter 12, which is the new X-Men, very cool cover. And the last one I'm going to bring you for the hope of saving time is chapter 13, which is a very cool cover. That's the X-Men versus the Marauders. So I think I have the complete collection of Messiah Complex. Definitely want it in trade paperback, but it's very expensive now. It's gone through the roof, especially the hardcover. So definitely glad to have these, have it complete in single issues, even though I didn't bring you every single issue for the sake of time. And here's a cool look at the Messiah Complex again. You know, some of the iconic covers. Really like these David Finch covers. Really like my Simon Bianchi Deathstrike variant. And yeah, I fought long and hard throughout the years to collect these. I have a lot of doubles of these. And this is very cool. Definitely need another double of that first appearance of Hope Summers. All right, so let's get into some more comics. Okay, so the last X-Men I'm going to give you is Mike Choi's X-Men number 204. This is a very cool cover. This is a Gambit and Rogue cover. Always like them as a couple. I like Gambit and Rogue over Rogue and Magneto, and I thought it was pretty cool, so definitely had to pick it up and put it in my collection. This would be my second copy, and the reason why I like this too is because it has a little bit of the endangered species behind it. The endangered species was over so many X-Men titles. I think I actually have them, and I think I actually have the complete endangered species in singles. But I actually ended up picking up the trade paperback, just because I wanted to read the full story without having to go through all the comic books to get it. But definitely like this Mike Choi cover, or Cho cover, Mike Cho cover, and very cool. So I know the first appearance of Scar was brought to you in my Daytona Beach video. Hey, Chuck Load of Comics. I'm actually in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not in Daytona, but it's okay. We all make mistakes. But this is a cool David Finch cover. This is the Sentry versus the Hulk, where they fought each other to a standstill. At the end of the fight, you know, the Incredible Hulk actually turned back into David. Bruce Banner. I'm sorry, not David Banner. David Banner is the actual rapper slash activist. Shout out to David Banner. But anyway, he turned back into Bruce Banner, and the reason why I'm showing you this is because I was blessed to have 2 copies of the first appearance of Scar. So this is very cool, man. Glad to have this in my collection twice. I knew how long it took me to complete this full series of the World War Hulk. This is the only one that I was missing out of my collection. And look at it. The comic book gods have shined down on me because I've been able to pick up 2. When in about 4 to 5 years, I wasn't even able to find this copy. But in the recent months, as my trip from Daytona up until this point, I found 2 copies. I must be one lucky son of a bitch. So I'm definitely loving this Thunderbolts run from around 2007. That's your boy Venom and your boy, who is that? Rick Flag? What's his name? Let me see his name. Let me get it. But anyway, this is Marco Djurkovic cover, and I definitely love Marco Djurkovic, and I love Lena Djurkovic. I guess they're a couple, and they actually draw together. So one name coincides with the other on the covers. Their covers are very cool, very realistic. They remind me a lot of Adi Gradoff covers, and definitely love this cover. And the inside is drawn by my boy Mike Deodato, and I love Mike Deodato. Mike Deodato has, like I said, has grown into his art style. It's very cool, but this front cover, man, this front cover is very cool. Yeah, the guy on the front cover name is Jack Flag. Very cool cover, man. Like I said, Marco Djurkovic can never do wrong in my eyes. His drawing style is out of this world. All right, so let's take a look at a run that I always wanted to put together. This is White Tiger #1. Very cool. Let's see who this is. I think this is Mark Brooks. Let me look it up. I'm almost sure it's Mark Brooks. No, actually, it's a David Mack cover. So I have White Tiger #1, which I already had in my collection. Man, this is one of my favorite covers of all time. Look at that white tiger, the white Bengal tiger, looking over her shoulder. So this will actually be the original White Tiger's niece. So White Tiger #1. #2 with Daredevil, great David Mack cover. White Tiger #3, very cool. White Tiger #4. And this is the one I've been missing. This is White Tiger #5. When I saw this in this guy's collection at Arcade Comics, I actually like screamed a little bit because I was like, yes, I can finally, after all these years of collecting White Tiger, finish my White Tiger run. So this is White Tiger number 5 of 6. And we have White Tiger 6 of 6. And this is what I've been trying to collect. I've been trying to fulfill this run since 2007. And like I said, it took one book for me to finally finish my complete run of White Tiger. And I finally have it. All these cool David Mack covers. And here's another complete look at these cool David Mack covers. I actually met David Mack and Mark Brooks at last year's Dragon Con. And I actually got a David Mack Wolverine drawing or painting, which I actually showed in one of my earlier videos. Very cool, man. Definitely glad to have all my White Tigers. All right, let's get into it. And so we're at the point of the video where you ask me, hey, Fred Hall Direct Edition, what are you reading right now? And this is what I'm reading right now. This is Wolverine Season 1. Remember, I was telling you this about it earlier in the video when I showed you the Spider-Man Season 1. And the cool thing about this book is it's one of the books that doesn't come with a dust jacket. It's just a straight cover. If you allow my sexy fingers to interrupt your video, you see no dust jacket. And we're going to live turn it. So here's a cool look at the front of the book. I'm not going to do this no more. Live turn it. And here's a cool look at the back of the book. Very cool. Yeah, and Wolverine Season 1 basically just told, a rehash of some of his past. It really didn't impress me. It was kind of like, I'm glad I have it, but at the same time, too, I wouldn't cry if I didn't have it. But I am glad to have it in my collection because I just like collecting, period. Whether the story be bad, good, or mediocre. I just like having, different stuff in my collection I could run to and read. So with that being said, let's get into some of your main events. Your first main event is coming from my Miss Marvel run that I'm definitely going to show you in a future video. I've actually, taken my time and combed through this guy's collection of 8 long boxes, and I picked up all of these Greg Horn Miss Marvel covers. But out of all the covers, this is closely to the best one that I've seen, or the most valuable one that I've seen, as far as covers are concerned. Not necessarily pricing them. Just look at this cover, man. This is Miss Marvel versus Spider-Woman, and you cannot tell me that this cover is not iconic, that this cover is not beautiful, that this cover is not drawn well and representing these two women very well. Definitely love my Greg Horn covers. I have a lot more to show you. Like, I have damn near a complete Greg Horn run on Miss Marvel because I'm such a big fan. But out of all the covers, man, this one is closely tied to the top spot. The only one that is actually edging this one out in the top is the one where she actually has like this helmet on, and I'm going to show you that in a future video. But definitely, this is very cool. So this will be your first main event. And your next main event would be this Annihilation Quest Nova number 6 with this Adi Gradoff. Man, oh my God, this cover is so sick. Gamora cover. Just look at this. Just look at this. And you tell me why this is your main event. You know why this is your main event. This cover is absolutely freaking beautiful. And the reason why it has 5 on the front cover is because when I was going through the collection, I like to put prices on them so Adam can immediately put them out for sale. And this is what I priced this book at. I priced this book at $5, but I'm almost sure I got it for about $2 because, hey, that's the way me and Adam get down. I find the books, and he will actually, if I want them, he will actually, slash the price on them. So yeah, definitely glad to bring you this in my main event. This is Gamora on the front cover of Nova, Adi Gradoff. You can't beat that with a bat. And for your last main event, this is Wonder Woman number 173. I really couldn't find the the cover artist on it, but as soon as I saw this book, I said, I know it's Adam Hughes. I know it's Adam Hughes. Man, I actually had to go to the eBay and make sure it was Adam Hughes because he's uncredited in the actual book. It's a guy named Jimenez who's credited for all the artwork. So I definitely know Adam Hughes' artwork when I see it. I was definitely happy to know that I could just look at a book and tell who it is. The book was supposed to be $10. That's why you see the 10, and that's why you see the AH on it. That is my handwriting. As I was saying, I was going through the 8 long boxes at Archaic Comics, and I ran across this, and I automatically knew it was an Adam Hughes cover, and I definitely had to have it. And I didn't get it for $10, man. I got it for $2. So very cool. Very glad to have this in my collection. This is a absolutely awesome main event. And there you have it. Warrior, Wonder Woman. And so again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. Remember, words of wisdom, focus on the ones that show you love. And on the ones that don't show you love, forget about them. We're going to keep on rolling. Thank you guys for being so cool to me. I love this comic book community, and I will catch you girls and guys later. You be safe out there. Peace.